Hello children, I welcome you all to another session of this class, and in today's class we are taking another chapter from the main book, and the chapter name is Return to Air. It is written by Anne Philippa Peirce. So here we'll study about how a little girl uh, overcame her fears. So, yes, children, we always have lots of fears in our mind, and we also need to get rid of these fears, because if these fears are deeply inside us, we'll never be able to come out of that fear. So, here it's a beautiful story where it shows that the little girl who was scared of diving or swimming, she gets rid of it by her practice. So here in this story, there was a pond, and in that pond, the elderly people were fishing in one side, and the other side, where it's a little bit of shallow, the children were also fishing. So among them, the narrator, who was a little girl then, she was, she used to know how to swim, but she was a little afraid because she had specs also, and without her spectacles, she could not see anything. So she was unable to swim due to her blurred eyesight. And most of the people, they call her as sausage, and because she was little bit fat and healthy, and the coach also used to tell her that flat people easily floats, so it's easy for her to swim, and so that's how she was called as sausage by everyone. And she said, only I don't dive, not from any diving board. So she knows swimming, but she doesn't want to dive from a high diving board. And it is because she cannot take her glasses away, she cannot remove her glasses from her eyes and dive into the water. Because if she goes without the specs, she will be completely blurred, her visions will be completely blurred, and she will not be able to see anything inside the water. So she doesn't like to dive from a high diving board. And this summer, the coaches and along with the other children wanted her to dive from a high diving board. And so what the coach said, that you have to learn duck diving. And if I tell you what is duck diving is diving the nose first, the way a duck put its head down and bottom up in the air when diving water. So first the coach said that she need to learn how to duck dive. And yes, everybody knows that when the duck gets into the water, first it just takes the head inside first, and that's how it just swim inside the water. So she was learning now to duck dive, and the people were in the near the pond and just watching her what she was doing, even her friends also. And luckily she gathered some courage to go deep down inside the water and see how she can get rid of her fear. And everybody said that you can get in, so she was about to dive into the water without her specs. And before, like, the coach said her that, see, if you want to save some of the people who is drowned, how will you do? So you just now practice like that. I will throw the brick and dip into this water, you just go and fetch the brick. So that's how she will learn how to duck dive. So the brick was thrown, and the brick was covered with a flannel of cloth, and it was a white color flannel. So the coach threw the brick ahead of her, and as she dived into the water, the brick was also ahead of her. And then when she was getting inside the water, she was feeling a little bit difficult, okay, because she couldn't see anything. And when she went down, she could hear that some people are shouting above, but she was already inside the greeny brown water, and she noticed that the brick was also ahead of her. The ponds are very deep, and she went when she went inside deeper and deeper, the color of the water also changed from the green to blackish brown, and even in between the laminate color also. And she could see the flannel inside the water. And then what she did, she just tried to get in deep inside the water. And when she saw, but she couldn't see nicely because underwater no people can see nicely, all the visions get blurred because everything water around. So at first she was closing her eyes, but later on she opened her eyes and she could see that something was ahead of her, and she thought that was the brick which was thrown by the coach. And she quickly picked it up, and without wasting any more time, she even didn't look back. She just tried to come up of the water level, and that's how she just swam back to the um, back to the bank of the pond. And so then what she got is like when she was coming above the water, she just got to see nothing. Like previously how she went down, she saw the bluish color, greenish color, blackish color of the water. But by the time she came up again, she even saw the same color, like first blackish and then laminate, then the greenish color. And somehow she could hear some of the voices again. So she thought that she must be landing in the same part from where she dived into the water. But when she came up of the water level, she saw that she was little bit away from the starting point. But no problem, she was again swimming back to that starting point, and she was cheered by the coach and her friend. And they said that you did a great job. You got rid of your fear, because without her specs she could swim inside the pond. And then the thing which she got was actually not a brick, it was just a tin can. But no problem, she was very happy that she could at least bring back the tin, and which uh, it happened to be real because she got rid of her fear. And then she kept the tin for herself as a memory of her first duck diving. But later on, again, for the second time, she went down and she brought back the proper brick which was thrown by the coach. And she became very happy later on. And yes, children, you can get rid of your fear, but the thing is that you have to be very confident and you have to face the problem yourself. And once you face it, you will overcome it. So that's how the girl also faced a problem and she could overcome it. And so this way the story ends, and I'm sure you are all are inspired and motivated by the story. So yes, do whatever is given in the class, and we'll meet again in the next class. Till then, stay blessed. Thank you, children.